Hello, my name is Jess and I'm excited to present a family-orientated activity named Clay and Kin. This is not just a business plan, but a community-focused pottery workshop. Parents often find it challenging to find activities that both a child and adult can enjoy together. When speaking with parents of younger children, it was evident that there was a lack of creative activities advertised towards families. Upon further research, it was clear that busy schedules can make it hard for families to find and spend quality time together. Clay and Kin have taken this into consideration and have made scheduled workshops prioritising family time throughout the week. It was also mentioned that pottery can feel intimidating, with many people assuming pottery requires skill. This has been known to discourage individuals in the past. We're here to provide instructor-led sessions to tailor to all families in all ages. This will be a low-pressure environment, personalised to the customers. Screen time is taking over both adults and children of today. Excessive screen time reduces creativity and real-world engagement, which in turn replaces hands-on learning. It's been reported that the daily average for kids aged between 8 to 10 years old is 6 hours a day, 11 to 14-year-olds 9 hours a day, and 15 to 18-year-olds 7.5 hours a day. These workshops are made to provide a space where screens are not needed, stimulating the family's imagination. Look at some of our key partners, the first one being schools. This was to integrate pottery into a school setting, promoting both word of mouth for the workshops outside of school and a chance for kids to express themselves creatively. Schools can help Clay and Kin grow. A way in which they can do this is by handing out flyers to students at the end of the day. This is in the hope that the children may pass these on to their caregivers. Community spaces are a way of providing accessible and welcoming venues for our workshops, and in turn this will strengthen local engagement and bring people together. Social media platforms help to spread awareness of the brand, as well as showcasing work created by previous customers. This is beneficial when starting out Clay and Kin, as we need all the media coverage we can get to drive bookings and build an online community. Lastly, a website host is an absolute must for Clay and Kin. This is a way in which customers will have accessibility to book workshops, as well as copious amounts of information they may need before and after booking. A website creates a hassle-free experience for busy families. Our services were carefully thought out to ensure the families got the most out of Clay and Kin's pottery workshops. Our first workshop is a group session, holding up to 20 people. This was to ensure that we are tapping into the social side. We are aware as individuals that building friendships and connections in local communities may not be as simple as it sounds, so the option to have a group session opens up the experience to not only bonding between family members, but socialising with people that could turn into lifelong friends. This session will run for 2 hours every Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. This was to ensure caregivers can come after work. The next workshop is a one-on-one. This was made so caregivers and children feel as if they can get a hands-on experience with the additional expertise and help from the instructor. A potential customer who may benefit from this could be a grandparent and young child, ensuring time is dedicated to those who possibly work slower to perfect their masterpiece. This intimate workshop will run for 2 hours every Sunday from 11 to 1 p.m. Finally, family workshops was something Clay and Kin wanted to integrate into this business. The sole reason for this pottery workshop is to welcome families in with open arms, and this workshop was the way to show our target market that a day out with the entire family is on their doorstep. This session will be privatised, and the family will receive the instructor's expertise and skills when creating their work. Creativity can flow in this workshop, and sentimental pieces will be something the family can cherish forever. This workshop will run for 2 hours every Saturday from 2 till 4 p.m. Our key resources are the professionals that bring Clay and Kin to life. Without their knowledge, these workshops wouldn't run the same. We also rely on community venues, the equipment needed for every workshop, and a user-friendly website that provides easy bookings and clear information. Our value proposition is unique. Clay and Kin offer more than just a pottery workshop. It provides a safe space for people to engage with one another. By participating in our workshops, both caregivers and children gain an invaluable bonding experience and the opportunity to get creative. Additionally, customers will get a physical keepsake of their work, providing sentimental value to the experience. We have personalised relationships with our customers, from tailored communication from the booking process to the intimate workshops. Feedback is also actively sought throughout the workshops. Our channels for reaching customers includes our website for bookings and promotions, partnerships with local community organisations, and social media outreach. We also engage in direct community outreach to ensure accessibility and participation. A way in which we can do this is by putting up flyers in supermarkets and, as mentioned previously, schools. These are hubs for our target audience and therefore will provide a greater opportunity for participation rates increasing. Clay and Kin cater to parents, children and grandparents seeking activities to do with their family members. We also engage with community organisations to seek out opportunities. This is just one example of our target audience displayed in a persona. As you can see, Gemma Allen has 2 kids and would love to attend an activity both her and her child can enjoy. To acknowledge our lead competitors in the area, a competitive analysis table was created to visually show the features that each one of these businesses have and don't have. It was clear that Clay and Kin were unique in more ways than just one. This is shown as both community connection and inclusive and accessible, while not a service any of our competitors provide, opening a gap in the market for Clay and Kin. In order for our business to succeed, testing must be carried out to ensure there is truly a market for Clay and Kin. Ways in which we will do this is through discounted workshops, flyers, and Facebook ads. To gather feedback, I have spoken to a lady who expertises in pottery. She went on to say that she loved the idea of family-focused workshops and would love to try this in her own business. She explained, though, that finding an area where caregivers are willing to pay a little bit more will be beneficial for Clay and Kin, as there is a lack of profit in pottery workshops. Discounted workshops are a way to see if people will engage in our service. The idea is that if people like what we are providing, they will reattend and generate word-of-mouth recommendations that will greatly benefit our business. The flyers are an extremely cost-effective way of promoting this business. By having them in areas where both children and parents attend on a regular basis is a great way to create impact. A visual print may influence even just the browsing of our website, which will lead to a gradual increase in bookings. Facebook advertisements were carefully considered in line with the target audience. Clay and Kin believe that most of our customers will have Facebook accounts. This provides a perfect place for our advertisements to be situated. Not only is it hitting our demographic, but Facebook ads are also relatively cheap, ensuring more profit can be made in the long run. Looking into our target market was interesting. It was evident that for pottery workshops, there are 2 types of audiences. These were used to address the graph below. The total addressable market, in other words TAM, estimated that there are 214,734 estimated households in Manchester. This, however, could have increased as this information was taken from the Children in Manchester's profile using statistics from 2021. Basing my numbers off this total, it was stated in the profile that 21.2% of Manchester is made up of children. Therefore, 20% of the TAM created my figures for the serviceable addressable market, which is 42,946 households with children. To be realistic, I have found that 5% of this population may be interested in family activities, in particular pottery, concluding that my serviceable obtainable market should make up 2,147 households. In Clay and Kin, we aim to deliver 12 workshops a month. These will be attended by, on average, around 108 people a month. This regular attendance will create a monthly revenue of £2,480. The operational costs include reduced fees for the materials, involving the clay, underglaze and glaze needed per session. This is priced at £10. The fire rings cost £16.80 each time, using a 6 kilowatt kiln, which is suitable for fire rings at this capacity. The instructor will be paid per hour. Typically the workshops go on for 2 hours, totaling up to £30 a workshop. A studio or hall averaged out to be £30 per session, and marketing will start out at £15 to cover Facebook advertisements. This can be increased as the business grows. These figures were provided by an expert in pottery and further backed up by online statistics. The total cost totals to £1,221.60, leaving us with a £1,258.40 profit per month. Additionally, a way in which Clay and Kin can make profits through merchandising, themed events, and the enticement of snacks and refreshments throughout the workshops. This is something we are considering implementing into Year 2 to boost profits. We have roughly worked out the numbers for each of these new revenue streams. So let's assume that from our merchandising, which will be pre-made pottery pieces, will be purchased by customers at least 3 times a month. I have used the example of 2 mugs and a small vase. This will bring in a profit of £55 a month, totalling in an additional £660 per year. The theme workshops can be priced at £25 a head. If all 15 people showed up to the theme workshops, we'll be generating an additional £819.60 profit. This figure is deducting the cost, so will be our take-home price. If we can assume that 2 people may want a birthday party at Clay and Kin, our take-home profit for that year would be £296.40. Lastly, refreshments and snacks could be a major selling point within our workshops. If Clay and Kin sold just £10 worth of items in each workshop, the total profit for a year would come to £1,440 in just food and drinks. Overall, this comes to an additional £3,216 in manageable changes. Could you imagine the growth of Clay and Kin if more experts were hired and additional workshops were scheduled in? To conclude, in just 1 year of Clay and Kin being open, an estimated profit of £15,100 could be generated, and looking at year 2 with the added revenue streams, an exceptional £18,316 profit will be made, proving that Clay and Kin can advance in the future. Thank you for listening to this pitch.